Good afternoon and welcome to our Nowaka webinar series for this afternoon. We are looking at Google Slides, and this webinar is part one of a two-part series in the Google Slide product. Google Slides, of course, is one of the pieces of the Google Suite for Education. Today we're going to take an overview of the Google Slides product, take a look at some of the various features. We'll create a new presentation, show you how to insert images, videos, and shapes, work on themes and animation, and of course go over the collaboration aspects of the Google Slides product. First, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Chris Malanga. I'm an educational integration specialist with Nowaka. My phone number and email address are on the screen right now, and feel free to copy those down. I am a Google certified trainer, and I've been with Nowaka since July. Have been training nationally since 2013. Before this, I was a teacher. I am married to another teacher, a fifth grade math teacher named Nikki. Live in Bryan with my three children, Tony, Dominic, and Gabriella. A little bit of webinar housekeeping. First off, be sure and mute yourself, but don't hesitate to unmute yourself to ask questions. We can ask those right out through the audio. You can also use the chat box on the side. Just make sure it's open. And you can ask your questions via your mic or the chat box. You can either chat to everyone or just privately to me. And if you would like to follow along in your own Google account, just open up another tab in your browser so that you can hear and see us and also work in your account. Before we get started, I want to tell you about a couple of things. First, our training website at training.nowaka.org. We've got a lot of materials on the page, so if you go to the class materials section of the training website and then click on any of the product icons, you'll get a checklist that has a series of tasks that somebody that knows how to use the product should be able to complete. The checklist has video clips that show how to perform the various tasks, and it's a great way to help you become a better user of each product, and we do have those available for all of the products in the Google Suite for Education. I will also point out our webinars. You can get to our recorded webinars as well and see the different things that we've got going on with the webinars, as we do have a webinar for teachers every single week through the week of Memorial Day. Also, we've got a great email called the Tech Tuesday Tips email. It comes out once a week on Tuesdays, and it gives you a tip on how to use something in your classroom. Usually it involves Google, but not always. In fact, we had an email recently about using code.org. And if you'd like to sign up for that email, you can do that right at that website. Okay, so we're going to get things started off. And the easiest way to get started off with Google Slides is to access your Google Drive. The best way to get to Google Drive is to open a new browser window. And you can either use that menu we like to call the waffle menu, those 9 squares, or you can just go to drive.google.com. And of course, you'll need to log in. So you log in with your email and your password, and then you'll be signed into Google Drive. Let's really briefly take a look at the Google Drive menu. The new button, which is blue, it allows you to create your new docs, sheets, slides, and forms. You can do that right through the new button. You've got your My Drive, which is basically like a flash drive in the cloud. So that's your cloud storage. Shared with me is items that people have shared with you. So anytime somebody shares either a slides document or something else with you, it will always be located in the shared with me folder. Recent view is items you recently opened. Those will all be listed there. The Google Photos screen is one place to see photos associated with your Google profile. So if you save your photos, you can get them there. And the starred items, that's like favorites or bookmarks within your Google Slides. If you click that blue new button, you get a new menu. And so this is what the new menu looks like. And we'll talk a little bit about a couple things on here. First, you can use the new folder icon to create a new folder that organizes your files. Here you can use an upload service to upload a file or a folder to Google Docs. And here at the bottom, you can create new docs, sheets, and slides. And of course, we're looking for Google Slides. And I've got PowerPoint there in parentheses because for those of you that are coming from the Microsoft Office world, Google Slides most directly relates to PowerPoint. So to create a Google Slide, it's pretty simple. Just click the red new button. In your case, it's probably been blue now. Then you can select Google Slides. And when it's open, you can select a theme. And then of course the last thing you want to do is always make sure you rename your Google Slides presentation. And so I'll run through this again. Again, the new button, Google Slides. Choose a theme. It'll pop up and ask you to choose a theme. Once you've got your theme chosen, go ahead up, just click on the untitled presentation and rename it to whatever you want. So inside Google Slides, there's a toolbar, and here's the basic items that happen in the toolbar. You've got your new slide, your undo and redo. You've got a format painter, which allows you to apply formatting to different areas. You've got your zooms, your select, and then you can put in a text box, an image, a shape, or a line. Once you do that, you've got a fill color and a line filler, a line weight, a line dash. You've got your font information. And of course, then you've got all the things you're used to, your formatting where you have bold, italic, underline, your text colors. You can put links and comments in. You've also got your line spacing, your numbered list and bulleted list. You can do your indents right there. And that button on the far right is the TX button, which basically clears all the formatting. If you're missing any of those buttons, it may be because your screen is too small. And so in order to do that, to get to the other buttons, if they've been hidden away, you can just click the button that says More, and all those will appear under a menu. So this is a good slide to have to tell you what all those buttons do. So when in doubt, as you're working on your slides presentation, you can check the Insert or the Slide menu for the action you want to complete. So most of the time we're going to be spending time in the Insert menu and the Slide menu. The Insert menu has the information that you want to insert, like a text box or images or links or videos, lines and shapes, slide numbers, while the Slide button has different things like creating a new slide, duplicating, deleting, changing the background, etc. So one of the first things you can do on a slide is insert a text box. It's pretty simple to do. You just drag the text box icon into the side you want. Then you can type whatever you want, and then you can adjust the font, the color, the line around the text box, and make it really easy. We'll go through that again. So the text box, drag it open, type whatever you want to have. You can change your fonts, font size, bold, italic, and underline, your color of the font, and then we can actually check the border around and change that as well. Inserting an image is under the Insert menu. You can take a snapshot, you can upload an image, you can use albums that you have, or you can use My Drive. And then there's also a very cool search, where if you type search, you can search an image, and the image that you bring in is then, of course, Creative Commons license, meaning you can use it. So we'll kind of show that again. So you paste through it. The search, anything you search for here is labeled for commercial use with modifications, so it's safe to use in a school setting. Inserting a video, all you have to do is go into the Insert menu to insert a video. Type a YouTube search, or you can actually type the URL that you want to put in and paste it in. And when you hit select, it'll be in your presentation, and then you can just drag it however you want. Now I will tell you, this has changed since this graphic was done. You can now insert videos that are saved into Google Drive. So if you don't want to use YouTube, like if your kids create videos and you don't want to use YouTube for them, you can just save it in your Google Drive, and there'll be another option up at the top here that says Google Drive to insert from Google Drive. So let's talk a little bit about sharing now that I showed you how to create a basic slide. All the documents that you create start as private unless they're created in a shared folder. And so the way you can tell it's private is in the upper right corner under your email address, there'll be a blue button. And if it has a lock on it, that blue button means it's private only to me. And so if you see that lock, you know it's private to you. But if you were to share it, you would click that blue button, again in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. And then if you click it, a share with others will pop up. And in there you can put people's names or email addresses. So you can start typing their email address, their name, and you can put it in there. And then there's also 3 permissions you can give each person in the share menu. First is editing permissions, and that basically is allowing them to edit it just like you. They're a secondary editor. They can make changes, they can add things, they can move slides around. Comment allows you to put digital sticky notes on it, and you can make suggestions of the text. So that's the second view. That's a little bit more restrictive. And the can view allows the recipient to only view or view a copy of it or make a copy for themselves. We can also share with a shareable link. And so if you click that icon at the top, you get shareable options. And we'll talk about those in just a minute. You can share your slides presentation with others via email, but also use a shareable link. So when you click the shareable link, you'll get this option that pops up. And it's first going to start off with anyone at your organization. So for our purposes here, our organization is NWACA. And then you can set up anybody with that link can edit, comment, or view. Or you can click that More button, and that brings up 5 different options. First one is public on the web. So that means anyone on the internet can find and access your document. They don't have to sign in. It'll be available in a Google search. The second one down is a little bit better. It's on anyone with the link. And so anyone who has that link can access your document without signing in. So a lot of times when we want to share a document here at NWACA with the general public, we do it anyone with a link. We don't want to share it out into the public where anyone on the internet can find, but we want to be able to send that link to people within our NWACA districts. On means anyone at the organization can find and access, or on anyone at your organization with the link. So again, if you want to limit your sharing to within your organization, you can do that. Or you can turn link sharing off and then only share it with specific people. Once you choose one of the link sharing options, you'll have that pop-up menu again. So for example here, anyone at NWACA with the link, and I can set up can edit, can comment, and view just like I did before. There are some advanced sharing options. So at the bottom of your sharing settings, there are 2 options here that are called owner settings. And I'm going to blow those up so you can see that. Here we can prevent editors from changing, access, and adding new people. So for example, if I share something with my boss and I prevent him from adding new people, he won't be able to share it with anybody else on my team. The other thing I can do is disable options to download, print, and copy for commenters and viewers. So right now as it stands, without this box being checked, if you have view access, you can download, print, and make a copy of the slides presentation. If you check this box, that means that won't be available to the people that comment and view. So make sense? So those are some of the advanced sharing options. And I will point out that these advanced sharing options are available all across the Google platform, anywhere that things can be shared. So if we have changes we want to make to sharing, we can do that. We can pop up the share button, click the names of the people, and then we just make the changes we want to make, and then we save the changes. Okay, so let's look at that again. So I'm going to click the share button. I can click the names of the people I've shared it with, and now I can go ahead through and change. I want to put that one as can view, that one as can comment, and then I just hit save and it's saved. Again, the way I did that was I opened it, I clicked on the person's name at the bottom who it's shared with, and then I just set a change to, I can make them can edit, can comment, or I can actually make them the owner of the document as well. So we have some real-time editing power as part of the sharing. More than one person can be in the document at the same time. So in this one, you can see that Timothy is also in the document at the same time I am. And you can go ahead through and both be typing at the same time. If you use shareable Google Docs, of course, you've seen this before, and this is not new to you, but it also is in slides. So we can also comment. So if a person is set up with commenting access, or anybody with editing access can also comment, you basically click that little comment button up in the screen, and you can type a comment. So you can either highlight some text and make a comment, or just make a general comment. And then the comment starts into a little discussion where you can make comments back and forth about the particular issue. Once the comment is done and you want to clear it out, you can click that resolve button, and it's all gone. So if we're going to set up commenting for our students, there's actually a way to help them comment faster. And Control-Alt-M inserts a comment, and Control-Enter saves the comment. Control-Alt-M inserts a comment, and Control-Enter saves the comment. So let's talk about some additional features in Google Slides. First, we can convert PowerPoints to slides. So we can upload our PowerPoint document. It'll upload into Google Drive. We can find that document, and then when we click on it, we can right-click and say Open with Google Slides, and that will convert the PowerPoint document into a Google Slides document. And the animation is going to go through again. But I will tell you, unless you have some very, very complex animations or some complex formatting, the documents actually do transfer very well to Google Slides from PowerPoint. We can also change the theme of our document. So if we don't like it, we can change our theme under the slide menu, and we can just change it and click on a new theme, and that theme will be applied to all of the slides in your document. Again, go to slide menu, change theme, and then choose a new theme. We can also add animations and transitions. So from the view menu, if we click add animation, we can choose different options, and we can have the text come in, fade in or out, on click, or we could do it automatically. So here, we're adding an animation where it fades in on the click, and here, we're adding an animation that fades on the click. So what will happen is when we watch that slide, we'll have to click, and then the blue title at the top will come up, and then we click again, and we'll get the two bulleted lists. We can also redo and undo. So if we make a mistake, there's this little undo and redo button. Undo is the left arrow, redo is the right arrow. Undo will clear the last thing out, redo puts it back in. So if you want to watch the animation again, they've deleted it. Now we're going to undo it, it's back, redo it, it's gone again. We've got the research tool before, it's now called the Explore tab. And so what happens is when you're on a slide, you can click the little Explore icon and do some searching, and you can find websites, images, and all the various different things that you can do. There also is an auto create layout. So if you look at your picture and you want to change the slides, you can go ahead and find a cool layout right built into Google Sheets using that Explore tool, Google Slides using that Explore tool. So again, that Explore tool at the bottom. Here we're searching for mobile shopping, looking for images. Oh, that image looks good. Let's drag it over. Go back. And now we can look at the auto layouts. So let's look at that layout. It makes it for you. Here's another image. Let's set that layout. Let's look at some of the different ones. That one looks good. And here, we'll just do that one. And so those layouts are dynamic based on your presentation, and that's the Explore tool in Google Slides. There are some official Google resources that we have, including the Google Apps Learning Center, the Google Docs Help Center, the Google for Education Training Center, Google Add-ons Overview, and some Google Educator groups. We actually have a Google Educator group in Northwest Ohio that is sponsored by NWACA. It's the GEG of Northwest Ohio. And at the end of the presentation, I will show you the slide that gives you a link to get into the Google Educators group, as well as the link to this presentation so that you can get those links for yourself. There's some more resources that you can do that people have found that are helpful with slides, so we share those for you. And in our presentation, the Riverside Unified School District in Riverside, California helped us with some of the content and all of the animations. Okay, before we go towards the end, I'm going to do a little bit of demo with you. So I'm going to escape out of my slides presentation. I'm going to head into my Google Drive, and I'm going to use that new button to go into Google Slides. This will create a new presentation, and as I go in, I should see the themes. So I'll just pick a theme here. Let's use material. Of course, the first thing I want to do when I do a slide presentation is I want to rename it. Okay, and now I've got my title here and I can just start typing. So I click on that word, Google Slides Demo. I can click to add a subtitle. And there I go. So now, when I hit that plus sign, I'll automatically get a new slide that has title and text. Or I can use the drop down arrow and get a specific layout. So let's do the title and body. And I can type a title up here. And I could say, why Google Slides? And then I can add some text here. It's free, stores on Google Drive, simple, allows for less distractions, easy to use. Okay, so suppose I want to make that a bulleted list. It's really simple to do. I just highlight, change it to a bulleted list. Simple as that. I can add another slide. And this time I'm just going to add a title or a title only slide so we can show you how to add some stuff. So let's say things you can do. And we can go ahead and we can insert a text box. Once I've inserted the text box, I can highlight the text. Let's change the color. Let's make it bold and underlined. And now I can do something with this box. So let's fill this box with gray. And let's make the line color around it purple. And let's make it a little bit bigger. And actually, let's go down and change the dashing. So now we've created a text box, kind of an ugly text box, but a text box nonetheless. We can bring an image in. So again, I could upload one, I could do one by URL, I can do an album in my Google Drive, or I could just search. And again, once I search, these are results shown for commercial reuse with modification. So let's say puppy. There's a cute little puppy in a cup. So let's put the puppy in here. He'll go in here, and then I can just drag him down. And now I've got a small puppy. Okay. We can add a shape in. And we've got all these different shapes, but we also have arrows, callouts, equations. So I'm going to do, let's do a diamond here. So I'll create my shape. Let's change it. So let's fill this one with green. And let's make the line around it like a dark brown. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so now I've got my diamond. And when I click inside my shape, it's a text box automatically. Okay, I don't have to create a separate text box. All shapes by themselves are text boxes. Let's go ahead and add another slide. Let's do the same thing, just title only. We can add a video. And remember, there's two ways to add a video. We can insert a video from YouTube. So we can either search YouTube or search by URL. So let's say Simon Sinek. Let's do start with Y. Okay, we can insert that. We select it, it's going to come in. And then we can go ahead and resize the video. Or I can go ahead and do the insert video again. And I can do a Google Drive video. So I can look through and see if I've got a Google Drive. Well, here's a Google Drive video. So this is a little Lego video. And so I've got that as well. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about transitions and animations. First off, each slide can have a transition, and that's what happens in between slides. So if I click the slide and I click transition, right now there's no transition. I can fade, I can slide from right or left, I can flip a cube or a gallery. I'm going to just do the slide from right, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that to all slides. And now if I present this and I hit the button, you can see everything slide to the right. I don't have to do that. I can just do it based on, I can do one different transition for each one. We always think simple is better, so it's good to kind of keep things consistent. We can also go ahead and view our animations. So let's go up to this slide and view animations. So here we can select an object to animate. So let's select this text box here. Let's animate that, and let's have it fly in from the top, or let's do the bottom. And on click, which means the click has to happen, I'm going to do it by paragraph, meaning I'll have to click each time to have each word show up. So let's present this. And when I get to the slide, you'll notice it just has Why Google Slides. And if I click my mouse, I get the first one that'll fly up, the second one that'll fly up, the third one that'll fly up, and the fourth one that'll fly up. Okay. And again, I did fly in from the bottom, and on click and by checking this paragraph one by paragraph one, each of these three is going to come in separately, each of those four. We can do this one. We can make our text box animate. We can have that appear on the click. Let's do this one next. We can have this one fly in from the right, unclick, and we can have this one. Let's have this one spin on click. And then we can actually go ahead and animate these, change the animation order. So first it'll spin, then this will fly in from the right, and this one will appear. So let's take a look at that one. So again, blank slide. It'll spin, slide in from the right, appear. So that's how the animation process works in Google Slides. When you're ready to present your slide, you can present it, or you can present it with speaker notes. Speaker notes are down here. So if I wanted to say, these are some examples of what you can do in slides. And then when I present it with presenter notes, the speaker notes will show up on the computer I have attached, while the presentation will show up on the projector. Okay. I will show you the sharing options. So I can go up here to share, and I can get shareable link. And again, I can change the options here to have anybody do it a certain way. Like I can make it anyone with the link, or on for people at NOACA. I'll just do anyone with the link. I'll save it. I'm going to allow them to view it. And now my slide is shared, and you can see that the top is changed up here. We can also publish our slideshow to the web. And so we can get a link that comes to the web, or we can embed it within a website. So that's a cool way to do it. The slideshow will just show up. So right now we'll just do the link, and we can set it up to move every 3 seconds or every 5 seconds. And then we can publish it out. And now we've got this link. And if I go in my browser to a new incognito window, and I open that link up, here's what I'll get. Here's my Google Slides demo. And it should automatically advance. I think I told it to automatically advance. Let's play it. There we go. It's automatically advancing. I'm not doing anything. I swear I'm not touching anything. Just every 3 seconds, it's like a mouse click happens. So you can see how you could use Google Slides as an interactive piece on your website. You could even use it as a quick and dirty slideshow. You can put slides together with photos and then embed that on your front of your website. So it's pretty neat. And again, this is just the publicly sharing the slides presentation. And then we'll just get to that last one. And I didn't share my video with the right access, the public access, but on this one I can, of course, watch it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Simon Sinek.
Yeah, there's Simon Sinek. That's right off of YouTube. Again, that is in my incognito window. So So that's some of the different things you can do with Google Slides. In our next session, we are going to get more in depth with Google Slides, including using it for different tools, different projects you might not have thought about. So that's going to be coming up in our next one. We can do some things with arranging. So if we put things over the top of an item, we can arrange them. So we can put the order and send this one backward, and now the picture's over top of it. We can send this one backwards, and now it's back. If we have something we like formatting wise, we can click the format painter, and now when I click that, it applies the same formatting to it. So a quick way to style a lot of different things within your presentation. Of course, up here we've got all the different tools with fonts and colors, paragraphs and things like that. Here's your commenting button. Here's a way to insert a link. So you could use Google Slides for a series of links that people can click on. You could use it for like a web quest. You can share the Google Slides with a person and put a bunch of links in there, and then you can have them click off those links and kind of go through the order of the web quest you have. So a lot of different ways that you can use Google Slides. Of course, there's always a help built into Google Slides. If you run into a problem, you can click Report a Problem, and that'll help you out. And then there's these keyboard shortcuts that will pop up and show you all the different things you can do to use the keyboard. Up here is your comments and your presentation and your share button. And this is the G Suite training extension. I highly recommend that if you haven't got this extension installed already, that you do install it, because it'll help you out by providing you some help if you get stuck into Google Slides. So, any questions at this point? Be glad to take them. You can either unmute your phone or you could type them in the chat box. All right, seeing none, I'm going to head back into my webinar and get set to wrap these up. So we are here to help for you. This webinar is not the last end of it, and I put my direct line phone number and my email address on there. Feel free to call me at any time. If you get a group of teachers together, we could do a NWACA resource day where we come into your school and help you out with whatever topics you need. And we prefer to get a couple of teachers together, a group of teachers together, so our days are productive. You can also come to a free NWACA GEG event. We're going to be having one of those down at River Valley on May 31st, and then on August 9th in Bryan we'll be having our NWACA Roadshow. Of course, sign up for our Tuesday Tech Tips weekly email, get all sorts of great information. And then our training website has more information, including our tutorial videos and a link to recorded webinars. And don't forget, you need to come to another NWACA webinar. We hold these every week, and they are recorded, so it should be a great way to do your own professional development on your own time. So thank you for attending our webinar today. Don't forget to get involved with our Google Educators group. The link's right there. There's also a link to sign up for our Tuesday Tech Tips email. And if you'd like a copy of the presentation, you can do that link as well. And we hope you've enjoyed our webinar today, and we look forward to seeing you on another webinar. Have a great day, everybody.